has been raining here all day in the south of England. All day long. Just rain. So, the best thing to do when it's raining outside is to do some drawing. Of course. So, let's get in and do some fun drawing. Maybe in the subject of the rain. What do you think? Let's do it. Well, hello and welcome back. Right. Firstly, thank you to all the donations. You are wonderful. Thank you so much for all your comments. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I have to remember all those things every time I do a video. Because I forget. I forget every time I forget. Right, so let's get into a nice subject. Something to do with the rain. What can we do? Ooh, well, there's a wild. Well, that's an interesting start, isn't it? Doesn't that just get you excited straight away? So, let's just get in and see what we can come up with. I'm thinking maybe. Maybe we can kind of. Maybe we can just come up with a creature that has no kind of title. Because I love this line here. And naturally it's given me this line. And usually when it's a natural part of the drawing, I kind of I like the idea of bringing it in. And I'm almost kind of feeling like that's where his mouth is. And I'm kind of seeing here that there's some type of eye coming in here. So maybe it's kind of giving us that kind of we don't know what it is type of creature, you know? And that's always fun. Because you can't go wrong with a kind of with some kind of made up creature, can you? You can't go wrong. But I do like the idea of him. See, I can see the way that the eyes are almost set there already. It's almost like begging me to do it. Begging me to get in there and draw something. And the same way that mouth is coming over there. It's kind of like telling me that that's where his mouth is. And just follow it. You know? And I love when the drawings are kind of like talking to you, you know. You can kind of listen down to the paper, and that give you little clues about what you're doing. And that's probably one of the most exciting things about this way of drawing is a lot of times it just kind of speaks to you. And I have no idea why I've kind of given him an elephant's kind of trunk at the end of it. But I love it. It's given me a lovely, very original type of character. And again, we're trying to get in there with what we can feel from here. Like again, another line coming down there is kind of giving me some indication that that's where his collar is. Maybe he's got a shirt. Maybe he's standing in the rain. Wouldn't that be beautiful if we could somehow get an umbrella into the picture? Beautiful. What would that be? And we get... I think we've cheated a little bit here, but I do kind of love the idea of him having a collar. Like he's some kind of like business creature. Like a business creature out there standing in the rain, waiting for it to stop. Yeah, it's rained all day and it just won't stop. I can't, you know, even Mr. Miro keeps looking at me like, hey man, when are we going to run? When are we going to go and join all my friends? And I'm like, well, your friends ain't out in the rain. See, it's quite nice, isn't it? It's almost like kind of giving me the feeling that and it's nice because of the way that his kind of suit jacket has come in there. It gives me this lovely idea that now we need to kind of cheat there out because I've kind of drawn the umbrella handle far too long, but without thinking about where my hand's going to be. And that's part of the problem of not planning your drawings, you see. You're going with this passion of drawing just what you feel at the time. And a lot of times there's no planning in there, so sometimes you gotta jiggle the drawing a little bit. Jiggle the rules a little bit. And it's okay to jiggle the rules. What's life without not jiggling the rules, eh? As long as you don't get caught, I guess. Lovely. That's already exciting that he's kind of got this lovely some of the wrinkles on the top of his jacket there. Be nice to give him a nice pinstripe suit, wouldn't it? A little bit like my pinstripe jacket at the moment. Isn't this a beautiful jacket? Isn't it? I love pinstripe anything. Pinstripe suits are probably my favourite. Especially if you see like a lady with a pinstripe suit. So beautiful. There's something beautiful about pinstripe, and it really I've got pinstripe trousers, I've got pinstripe everything I have. Yeah, it's just one of those kind of patterns where you just fall in love. You know, if I see a jacket or something like that, pinstripe in a shop. Drives me mad. I kind of. Can I try that jacket on, please? Which one? The pinstripe one, of course. I never was one for wearing ties, though. It took me. I actually did spend a lot of time learning how to tie up a tie and stuff like that. But I never actually got around. All my kind of business days and all my kind of animation meetings and movie meetings and stuff, I never really got into wearing the tie. Suits. I loved suits. I loved handmade suits. I used to go to this man in China when I was there. There was this little guy in a tiny little shop, loads of material in there, called Mr. Goo. If you're out there, Mr. Goo, I say hello to you. And Mr. Goo was the guy who made all my suits at the time. He made all my coats at the time, and he was just amazing. You would just kind of walk in, and I mean, obviously, back in the days when I was in China, you know, having a suit made was kind of like, you know, it's like cheaper than going to the shop to buy one. But he was this lovely man, and he made everything. It was like I would just kind of go in, and I would choose some weird and wonderful kind of materials on the back wall. That one, and then he'd make all these jackets and suits for me. What a delightful man, and what talent! You know, he would kind of do a quick measure, and right, yep, yeah, okay, come back Tuesday, and come back Tuesday, and there it was. Oh, beautiful. In fact, I've still got one of my long black coats was made by Mr. Goo. What a lovely time. Well, you know, I think every country should have that kind of system of being able to go and have your clothes made for a similar type of price. You know, if you don't like the off the kind of peg type of clothes, you should go and, you know, because I mean, everybody's kind of like got a bit of an odd body, haven't they? Because like my body is kind of like, my arms are a little bit short, you know. It's like maybe because I've been drawing too much, maybe, or something. But I feel like my arms are too short. When I put on like a jacket from a shop, it's always a little bit too long, and I've always kind of hated that kind of having these little short arms and stuff, you know. Oh, he's so nice. I love him already. But yeah, you know, if you're a little bit wide on the chest or a little bit wide on the hips or a little bit too long on the legs or something, it'd be lovely to be able to walk into these places and just say, measure me. Um, Measure me, and I'm just going to use my finger here just to give me a nice kind of shape there. Always nice to use a finger now and again. Always nice to get your fingers all inky and icky. I do like that. But yeah, having that luxury is in China was, you know, I mean, everybody had their suits made. Even, you know, a lot of the kind of the animators and that would come in with lovely suits on. It was like a very common thing, you know. And it would always be like, who made your suit? Oh, Mr. Ping down the road there or something, you know. Lovely. Such a such a delightful world, and wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people too. And that's one of the lovely things about all these different kind of cultures and stuff. We all have different talents. We all have different things, and I remember the Chinese being amazing with anything to do with clothes. If you wanted your clothes cleaned, or if you wanted them made, or you wanted, they were just amazing. The talents were just astonishing. And there is our rainy day man. I need to get some rain going in there. But what a lovely kind of like a little kind of businessman type of creature out in the rain. Let's get some lovely rain going on down there. Wonderful, absolutely beautiful. I'm really, really happy with that today. What a lovely kind of rainy day man. Maybe that's what we should call it, the rainy day man. Unless you have a better idea. What a wonderful, absolutely delightfully beautiful drawing. I'm so pleased with that. I'm so pleased with that. I'm so pleased I might even put my name on it. And I've got a lot of lovely new subscribers, so I'm very, very pleased. But please don't be shy. Please hit the subscription button. It doesn't really mean anything. It just kind of means that YouTube kind of look at it and think, oh, people like this channel. Okay, that's about it. And I might pop up in your new videos now and again, but yeah, it's all free. It's all fun. It's all funky. What more do you want? And if you do want to donate to the channel, on the top of my thing there is a PayPal there, and you're very welcome to do so. It's very greatly appreciated. Every single penny is greatly appreciated, and it's used very wisely on all my inks, as I go through a lot of inks. So there we have today's drawing. And it's a quick one, but it's a beautiful one. It is such a gorgeous, gorgeous drawing. I'm so pleased with it. A kind of rainy day man. What do you think? I would love to get some comments from you. I do love getting your comments. It's an end of the day thing where me and Mr. Miro sit down and we have a read through of all the comments you guys have sent. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. And I really hope you enjoyed this rainy day man in rainy day England. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.